Imagine a thought experiment, a perfect blank slate, completely empty at birth, waiting for the world to write on it. Steven Pinker burst that comforting myth wide open. What if your mind isn't a tabula rasa but a canvas already splattered with colors, instincts, biases, wiring? This book dives deep into why denying innate traits isn't just wrong, it warps how we see violence, politics, and even love itself. Let's start with the dogma Pinker takes down first, the blank slate. It's a belief so ingrained it's basically gospel in intellectual circles, but what if it's a dangerous fairy tale? Back in the 1600s, philosopher John Locke coined the idea that the mind is a blank slate, totally shaped by experience. Pinker walks us through how that idea stuck around, even as science pointed elsewhere. By the 20th century, it morphed into a dogma despite mounting evidence that genes and brain wiring shape much of who we are. Think of the brain like a smartphone. It's not an empty hard drive waiting to be loaded with apps from scratch. It arrives with its own operating system and built-in apps like fear, language ability, and social instincts. Pinker's vivid metaphor explains how innate mental software steers what we learn and how we behave. Denying our nature isn't just a harmless belief, it leads politicians and parents to adopt feel-good slogans over real solutions. Pinker shows how the blank slate fuels utopian ideas that ignore biology, which often backfire, making society misunderstand violence, justice, and human motivation. Next, Pinker digs into the nuts and bolts, the biology that wires our thoughts and feelings. If you thought we're all just shaped by nurture, prepare for a reality check. Take language, Pinker's own specialty. He shows how kids learn grammar effortlessly, not because parents teach rules, but because the brain is built with a universal grammar blueprint. In Papua New Guinea, isolated tribes develop complex languages, proving this instinct is hardwired, not mimicked from environment alone. Emotions like jealousy, guilt, or fairness aren't cultural fads, they evolved to help our ancestors survive and bond. Pinker paints emotions as ancient survival tools, wired in like software updates that improve social teamwork and protect against cheating or harm. You notice how personalities differ wildly, even identical twins raised apart show similarities in traits like extroversion and risk-taking. Pinker points to countless studies that dismantle the nurture-only idea, proving genetics and brain wiring massively shape who you are, your favorite music, temperament, even political leanings. Finally, Pinker shows what happens when we stop sugarcoating human nature and start getting honest, and how it reshapes politics, parenting, and violence prevention. Violence isn't just a societal failure or bad culture, Pinker argues, it's wired deep in our species' evolutionary past. But here's the twist. Understanding this lets us craft smarter interventions instead of blaming individuals or society blindly. Recognizing biology helps us diffuse conflicts more effectively. Parenting styles that ignore children's innate temperaments often backfire. Pinker cites studies showing how tailoring discipline and support to a child's biological tendencies, like impulsivity or anxiety, yields better results. It's not parenting versus nature, it's parenting with nature. The arts and moral ideas aren't random inventions but expressions of our evolved psyche. Pinker reveals how storytelling, music, and moral codes resonate because they tap into universal psychological themes baked into our brains, proving culture and nature aren't enemies but dance partners. Remember our blank slate? It was never truly blank, your mind came wired, ready, evolving with you. Pinker's challenge is simple yet profound. Face human nature honestly with curiosity, not fear. Try this next time you judge behavior or politics. Ask, what wiring might explain this? That shift alone opens up wiser, kinder conversations and solutions. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.